Hello everyone, this is Ep42, and I hope you brought your towels for episode 42 of Ep42's Enigmatica 2 Expert Series. Today, I'm kicking off the craft for some dense fluid cables. Hooray! So, last episode we set up a little wool farm, and I just snagged all the wool that was produced there thus far. And right now, we're getting ready to craft some dense ME cabling so that we can get stuff going. I'd also probably like to set up some P2P stuff because that's kind of like a smart way to go, right? So like, let's flip you into that mode, and I'd really like you to use dense if you could. That would be super cool. Or pure fluix, please. Thank you. Right? So you're good to go with that, right? So we've got a P2P tunnel ready to be made. Let's get a few of those, maybe. I don't know if we didn't set up engineering processing smartness yet, right? No, that's a big one. We definitely want to get that going. Maybe today we'll get the processor stuff going on. Does that sound like kind of a plan? I think so. I think that should be good, right? Because we've got this thing. Do we have another inscriber laying around? It might still be in here. Inscriber, we've got one. So like the smartest way to handle this would be to make 3 more inscribers. So can we do that? That shouldn't be a problem. We need some more machine casings. So like, let's Tesla dudes. Can I just request 3 of those and you can autocraft all the things? That makes life so much better. Love it. Love it. So I think we will today move these guys downstairs so that they can do automation, and that will really fully automate all aspects of applied energistics. And once that's done, it's a simple matter of just automating all the other things in our life, and we should be cool. How are you doing with wool? 20 more wool? Good job, sheep. Good job. As you can see, I did a little bit of breeding. We had 6. I bred, you know, and we have 3 more. So that'll be good. So you should be doing your Tesla dudes, right? So like, let's get ourselves... What else do you need? You need some reinforced stone, which I did teach it how to make reinforced stone, but we should have some in here, so that's neat. And you can have some of the clay dust. I think everything else that's in here right now is purely related to IC2, so we'll stick with that. So reinforced stone, like let's say we want 20 more of you. You need smooth stone, so I should probably teach you how to make smooth stone. So you need to be in this mode, and it will be a smelting recipe. Cool. And that can go in with the other smelters. So the thing that makes glass out of sand can also make stone out of cobblestone. So that's cool. So now can you do reinforced times 20? Hooray! Good times. So that's cooking up, right? So it's making whatever it needs to make for reinforced stone. Actually, no, you're still making the Tesla guys. You actually might be done with that reinforced stone that I requested. Nice! Super quick. We're also going to want a couple sticky pistons. I think we've got enough of those that we can do that. So what I say I needed is 3 more, right? And then we're going to want 3 of those. And you should... Beautiful! Look at that. Cool. And then we can upgrade you guys to this one. So we need 8 engineering coprocessors and 8 hoppers. Hopping might not be a bad thing to teach, because hoppers are a little bit of an annoying craft, right? So I don't know that you know how to make... You know how to make aluminum, but you also know how to make iron plates. But I don't know if you know how to make chests yet, do you? No. And I should probably teach you that recipe, because that is equally annoying, right? And I guess while I'm at it, I should teach you buttons, right? Now, I didn't teach it how to make treated wood. What we're basically going to have to do is just kind of let the thing go, right? So hoppers, I'm going to need how many? 8 hoppers? Yes, 8. Let's just do 10. We're missing oak wood. We can resolve that because I have some. My goodness. You're good? You're good. Sweet. It's actually not bad. Not a bad number of treated wood planks. I hear stamping. Good job. All right. So we got hoppers. We need the engineering, right? So we need 8 of those. And how are we for silicon at the moment? We've got a little bit, but we need more. So let's get a stack of sand. Actually, should I? I'm going to teach you silicon. Right, processing mode, crusher, sand becomes silicon in a crusher. So where's my crusher? Fluix dust become from Fluix crystal. So yeah, that's the crusher right there. Beautiful. Can I have like 40 more of you? Awesome. We should get a cobbleworks going at some point, so like we have a steady supply of cobblestone, sand, glass, smooth stone, all that stuff automated. But for now, we should be good, right? And then 8 redstone as well. So automating these circuits is going to be huge for us, right? So engineering logic and silicon logic press. Cool. Didn't I do? Oh, that's engineering. Okay. So for you. And beautiful. Sweet. And now you should be ready. What was that? Silicon? Yeah, I didn't want him actually in there. And we'll do that, and you should be good to go. 4. Nice. Do you know how to make acceleration cards? No. But do you know how to make cards at all? We'll get there. We'll get there. I'll teach you cards now, right? So, like, I'd like you to know how to make these things. Because you're not terrible. And can you do it as pure? Thank you. And we're going to need another set of crafting guys, but we'll take care of that shortly. So you come downstairs with me, right? And what we're going to do, we're going to use Ender IO conduits so that we only need to do 1 chest as an input chest and 1 interface for all the crafting that we're going to do for this whole line. So this will only use 1 channel to do all the auto crafting for all the components, and that'll make life a little bit easier for us channel-wise. But also we have like cabling and whatnot now, right? So this whole room has kind of become my auto crafting room, and it's probably going to be expanded at some point. Right, because we have a lot of machines in here that are doing auto crafting for us, and we're going to need to expand our channels. But this one is using 6 out of 8 channels heading off in this direction, so we can expand that over here and add the 1 that we need. So to set this up, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can I just put my 5? That should be cool, right? And what we'll do is we'll pop a chest right here, and we'll pop an interface on top of the chest. And I think that should be cool. We're going to need a little bit of cabling. Both the normal and the dense that we just made. And we're going to want all these things, right? And for now, you can just go there. And I think you guys will be smart enough so that you're bumping that up to 7 now. Nice, 7 channels in use, right? So this guy is not actually using a channel for any of these, but we're sending the power through them so that they can all get AE power, so the other 5,000 AE, and then this dude gets the recipes that we're going to create in a moment, right? So this guy will be, let's do calculation here, so that's going to be the pure Certus. This one can be logic, so that'll be gold, and this one will be engineering, so that'll be diamond. This one will be silicon, and then this one is going to be responsible for combining all 3, right? And then you unlock, can be removed with automation. Yeah, we're going to lock you all. Locked. Locked, locked, locked. So automation can't affect that slot up there. Cool. And then behind the wall, we're going to do a little bit of magic. Okay, so what we're going to have is item conduits feeding into each of these machines. And we're going to disconnect you guys so that these 2 automations don't connect up. Okay, so this one, right, we're going to extract on green, and we also want to have up here something going in. So from the chest, right, the plan is we're going to insert into the chest, okay, let's say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move you. Well, yeah, is this cool to do? I could do this. Yeah, let's do this so that it's a little bit easier. No, actually, I probably want to keep you the way you were. Right? Probably, yes. I was thinking, like, should I have like the interface on one of the sides of the chest or behind it, but then wiring becomes a little bit more dire wiry, and we're going to avoid that. So we're going to extract on green, right? So in theory, imagine we put in a diamond, a redstone, and a piece of silicon into this chest. And we want to turn that into the engineering processor, right? So our needs, therefore, will be to make the engineering processor from the diamond, the redstone, and the piece of silicon, right, is to pipe this out, and we're going to want it to land, the diamond should land in here to make the diamond bit. This guy should extract into the last slot that doesn't have anything. This one will get the silicon and extract into this slot, and then the redstone from the chest will go into the last guy as well. And then this guy, okay, is going to export his resource back into the interface to be handed in. Cool? So to do this, right, what we want to do, and I think we can do it all relatively intelligibly, is you're going to, and I think we can do this with priority to make it even super cooler. I think, yeah, this should work. Let's try it and make sure, but I'm pretty sure it will. So you're going to extract on the green channel, always active, right? Into here, here, and here will be inserts on green, and so will this one, right? So all four of these guys will be inserting on green, right? So, and these machines are smart, so it knows calculation is only allowed to receive, and I'm going to pull these out for now. Calculation is only allowed to receive Certus, and logic is only allowed to receive gold, and engineering is only allowed to receive diamond. So these machines won't accept the wrong item. So they're all super smart about it, right? You're going to insert on green 2 because you need to insert the redstone. And then U4 will also extract on green, always active. Cool. So extract on green, always active. So what'll happen is, and then you are going to be a low priority, right? These guys will be a higher priority. They'll be priority 0. So what'll happen is it's going to get a diamond and it's going to try to insert it in one of these guys first. And if it can't fit it in any of these four, it'll default to this one, right? So redstone, for example, won't be allowed in any of those machines, so it'll land here at the end, okay? In addition, these guys will extract on green. So like the diamond, so like once it stamps and makes this thing, that will be extracted on the green channel and then inserted directly into this inscriber here because he's the only one who's going to be allowed to accept that item. See, the advanced inscribers are smart about which items they're allowed to accept, so this should all work, right? And then your job, once you've stamped everything, will be to extract on brown, always active, and insert it into this guy, which will be insert on brown, and he'll land in there. Cool? So if that's all configured correctly, which I think it is, right? What we need is to get processors smartly crafted here, right? So for calculation processor, it's not going to be that. It's going to be pure Certus, but only one of them, so not 64, please. And silicon. Okay. And stamp that. Cool. And then we also need diamond and gold. Okay, so for processor diamond, right, it's going to be silicon and diamond equal that engineering processor. And then for the gold processor, it's going to be a gold ingot and this dude. Okay, and that's all she wrote, right? So like, if we came over to here and we put these recipes in, right? I wish I had a wireless access to show you this right now, but if I requested like 5 logic processors, right? It says I need 5 silicon, 5 gold. They're going to be dropped into the chest there, and you can see the gold went in here and the silicon went in here, right? And all redstone went in here. And then it extracts the printed logic and that thing, and this guy starts crafting it, right? So those two guys get combined and dumps, and then we extract on brown and it lands in here where it gets sucked into the AE system. Right? So that's a super compact and automated way to make circuits. How cool is that? I love it. I love it. I love it. And then if we wanted to make like 5 of you, that also shouldn't be a problem because it'll do the same darn thing, right? It'll dump all the redstone right into here. It'll put the diamonds in this guy and the silicons in this dude, and we're cooking. Nice. Super nice. Cool. I think the other thing we'll do is while we're here is we'll grab our crystal growth chamber and move him downstairs as well so that we can remove these two connections and move this out of here as well. So I thought you came in here somewhere on the ground, but you get the point. Where'd you land? I probably collected it. So anyway, I should be able to put that right in here, right? So for crystal growth, do we want to put those recipes in this interface? Would that work? So what you insert into a crystal growth chamber is charged Certus. See, redstone goes in there, so that's a double overlap, and quartz. So like we wouldn't know if the redstone that came into this chest was meant for that thing or not, right? So let's do this. Let's throw another interface up here, okay? So like we'll get another interface, start that up, and we'll take this guy downstairs, and we can probably just keep this a little compact. So we'll do that and that, and that'll use another channel. So now we're up to 8 channels on this network, right? Yep, for the interface, not for the chamber, okay? And then your simple job here, don't connect these guys. You are extract always active, and you are insert. Cool. And then your recipes will be as follows, okay? You're going to turn... Fluix can go in there, so we can craft Fluix crystals this way. So basically we want to take 1 Fluix crystal, or is it 2? Is it 2? Yeah, 2 per craft, right? So 2 Fluix crystals are crafted by dropping 1 charged, 1 redstone, and 1 regular quartz into that thing, right? And then also, we can do the seeds, which, is there a... Hey, enrichment chamber does that? That's cool. But basically, that and seed. We'll do the Fluix seed as well. I don't know that we usually do the quartz seeds. I rarely waste my time with nether quartz. And considering we have 2,261 of them, I'm cool with that, right? So we've got the pure Fluix and the pure Certus. And what I'd like to do is maybe make that 32 at a time. So do we have any pure seeds? I don't think I can... I don't think there's a direct way I can manipulate this number without actually pasting it in there, unless I'm wrong. Yeah. I don't think so. But that's okay. For now, we'll stick with that. What I think will wind up happening... But let's get that going. And then let's get... Certus. Do we know how to make Certus dust? I don't think so. So let's make sure you know how to make that. I just taught it Fluix dust. Was that on camera? I forget if that was on camera or not. But you know how to make that now, right? And I'd also like you to know how to make the 2 seeds that we just described. So you and you. Cool. And then we can put those in the manual crafting area. And you go into the crusher, buddy. Where's that crusher? There you are. Nice. So now if I wanted pure Fluix crystals, right? If I wanted to craft, say, 10 of those, right? Actually, let's just grab all our Fluix. Right? So if I wanted 10 of these, and we had nothing else in the system already, right? It's going to take... It's going to make 6 Fluix crystals using 3 of these each, and then it's going to crush them into dust. So let's hit start on this guy and see if we can catch this thing in action. Nope, he's too fast for us, right? But the crusher should be running. So he quickly made those, he crushed the Fluix dust, and now he's going to drop the Fluix dust's seeds into here. They're all going to grow, which I think we can accelerate a little bit. And that's cool. Beautiful. And then they're all going to be made. Now, if I want to speed this up, I would say make 32 at a time. We might do that in the future, though. But long story short, we can now... Right? How great is that? And we're capped out on channels here, but we're about to do some better channel work, and that'll be nice. Okay, so with you all taken care of, right? The only thing we could do is maybe accelerate the inscribers, but, you know, we can either be patient or make some more acceleration cards. We'll see. How are we for Certus? We're okay for Certus. Actually, we're really low on Certus. Digital Miner. Did I forget about that guy? Yeah, no, I looked into Digital Miner. You need 2 thermal expansion machine frames. So if we want to get that going, that's a really complicated craft. There's a lot of steps involved there, including machine frames from RF Tools that need pink slime. So before we can get the Digital Miner, we have to get into thermal. But we will definitely do that in a future episode. I don't know if I told you guys that, but basically like between episodes yesterday or the day before when I said we'll come back and have a Digital Miner, yeah, I looked into that and found out that it was impossible, and I forget if I told you guys if I could do that or not right now. But short of skipping progression on camera, it's not doable, right? Not at this current stage. So that's a bunch of automation. How cool is that? I like it. So now let's get into some P2P network stuff. So can I get like just 10 of you? Missing iron. We're missing a little bit of iron. So hey, buddy. You are configured for what? The enrichment factory, which currently doesn't have any patterns in it, by the way. And then you, except from the left. Okay, cool. So if I do that, watch this. This is fun. You ready? Whee! Iron for days. How cool is that? There's your iron. So I'm still using these for the manual smelting of ores that we've collected. And frankly, I should just do them all. But I've just not gotten to that point yet. We will probably. I'll let them run for a little bit to have gold. But now can I have 10 P2Ps, please? Thank you. And memory something or other, this thing. Thanks. So you're crafting right now a bunch of engineering processors so that we can have that. Sweet. So you're making that over here and doing a really good job of it. If I wanted to max these guys out on speed, I would need 25. That's like 50 diamonds. I don't know that I want to use that right now. I'm not hurting for diamonds, but I'm also not like having thousands of diamonds. And there's lots of other options, right? Like mystical agriculture, I think I can technically get into right now. And I can also technically get into sifting, gravel, and all that stuff. So we might get to one of those. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for resource collection. I've never used the digital miner from Mechanism, so I'm kind of like, should we try that? Maybe. Never used it, so I'm kind of interested in seeing how well it works. But I mean, like, there's the quantum miner from Extra Utilities. There's a lot of options in this pack for producing ores and resources, right? Isn't there even like a ritual from Astral that produces ores in an area? So that might be an option for us, right? Isn't there? I think there is. And it might be cool to like set up the digital miner on top of the area that's being converted into ores by the Astral ritual. Might be an option. We'll see. We'll see. Right? I think it turns stone into ores or something like that in an area. So like we could have like a builder placing smooth stone and then a digital miner harvesting what gets turned into ores, and that would be kind of a neat. I just came up with that idea off the top of my head, and now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I kind of want to do that. But we'll see. Y'all done yet? Just using a little bit of time. Trying to be conservative with my time in a bottle, because I've got a lot of hours in it. But if you max it out, like, you know, 6 full clicks, it actually uses a big chunk of this time. So be careful with that. All right, let's give me a second, figure out what we're gonna do next. I think we want to get our P2Ps flowing, and I'm gonna want to like look at my layout down here. Yeah, point-to-point networking, you know it, buddy. And we'll be right back. All right, so let's rewire a little bit here, right? So if we wanted to, we can remove these guys and get some dents going on here, right? And I'm not entirely sure how I want to run this just yet, right? Because there's some variables here we need to worry about. Let's get some quartz fiber dudes. right? So you're probably crushing nether quartz dust for me right now. I'd also like to get a wireless access point if I could. That would probably be nice to have. Oh, and you've scheduled glass, and you're not quite ready to make glass because you're busy processing iron, apparently. Didn't I throw a bunch of... Oh, that's right, I threw my iron in there. Right. Go, sand, go. Here's another example of where I should probably say, like, 64 sand becomes 64 glass instead of saying one piece of sand at a time. Right? But it's all good. There's our quartz fibers. We will probably also want... Do I have one of these yet? A quartz cutting knife? I'm going to make one. Do I not have sticks? Do now. Quartz cutting knife plus whatever metal, right? Let's use iron because I think that's the one I have the most of at the moment. Gets me these guys that keep wires separated from each other. It's a nice thing to have, right? So let's set up a P2P network on this line, right? And what we'll do, because what we want to do is conserve this stuff. So we're going to do a P2P tunnel like that, right? And then you guys connect this way. And we want to output here. Okay, so you're going to get a P2P tunnel. Can more than one connect? Well, that's cool. I was unaware that that was a thing, but that's not what I wanted. Can't I do this to turn you back? Yeah, but I want you the other way. Like that, right? Pretty sure that's how I want it. Yeah, so you feed in there. I forget if P2Ps are 1-to-1. Are they 1-to-1? Or can they be many to one? I guess we'll find out in a second here. Right? And then you are like this. No. Like this. Right? So first off, this network needs power. So to make that happen, we can use quartz fibers. And all quartz fibers do is transfer, hey, you should be transferring power, buddy. I think I have to click it onto the cable itself, right? And then I do this. Oh, that's not what I want. Well, I mean, it could be. Because all I have to do is throw a cable anchor on there. And that prevents any kind of connection. Right? So there we go, right? And that lights up, that gives power to this network. And then this tunnel, and this tunnel are all using a channel, right? So then, can I do this? New device configuration created and copied to memory card. So load, and you've got 3 channels, so you're currently using 3 channels, right? And then load this guy up, and you've got 5 channels, so are you currently using 8? You are using 8. Cool. So it is one-to-many. So that's good. So that means that this tunnel can feed all these machines, which is cool, right? So technically the smart thing to do here would either make this dense and have more stuff coming out as needed, or we could run some more thin out this way and have more tunnels connecting to it. But that's pretty slick. I'm favorable to that position, right? So let's do we want to do something similar here? I kind of do, because that'll give me more channels available for some other stuff that I want to do. And I kind of trapped myself into a corner here with room. I might regret that in the future, but we'll deal with it, right? So for now, let's get these guys all removed, right? So we're just going to kill our AE system for a second, or at least the things it has access to. Right, you can get onto that guy. And then you're connected there. Okay. We're going to remove these connections. Okay, and then what we'll probably wind up having is something like this. I'm not sure if this guy can connect directly like this, but I'm kind of curious to find out. So what if we did that, right? We're going to want this nugget dude again. Now if I'm going to want the anchor here so that you don't connect, right? So you've now got 2 channels in use, right? We're going to link this to here. And are you using 2 channels now? Yeah, you are. Look at that. Neat. So does that mean my stuff's available? Double neat. Okay. So you don't need a wire between those two, which is super cool. But then what we're gonna have next is, I guess I could just put this right. Technically, am I gonna want another machine here? I don't know, but we'll find out. But technically I could just do that, and then load you so that you now are 3 channels on that network, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and eventually a 7th interface is going to be in use there. Why don't I get that guy ready? That's super cool. I feel like P2P networks are a little better than they used to be. Am I imagining that? Or like has the mod significantly upgraded to the point where they are behaving a little bit better? Right? So that should be 9 channels in use, right? 2 here for these guys, and 7 here for these guys. Now, the only downside to doing this is there's not an easy way to see how many channels are in use on this line, right? So if we wanted to see that, the better way to do it would be to put this guy here, load up the memory card, right? So this guy's in 2 channels now, and then the smart cable here. This way we can visually see this is using 7, and you're using 9, right? That would be the better way to do it if we want to visually represent how many channels we have in use. But I think that's cool. So we're going to stick with that, right? So P2P in process. And if we're, you know, a little bit smart about our whole P2P network stuff, I think we should have no problem with channels going forward, right? And we can always expand this guy as needed. Now, the other thing we need is some more interfaces around that thing. What I might research between episodes is that standard interface tree thing that I made in my Modern Skyblock series, the one that's like an upside-down Christmas tree. Because that's a pretty efficient way, because it's 32 interfaces, so it's exactly a dense cable's worth of interfaces. That's a very efficient way of doing what we're looking to do here, right? And I might wind up changing this, right? This is kind of like a, I don't want to say temporary one-off, but it's not gorgeous, is it? No, it's a little bit ugly. You, how you doing? 335 millibuckets of you, Matter. Good job. Good job. All right, so I'm going to call that a wrapping up point for the episode, though, because I definitely feel like we've accomplished some good things. So for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We will come back next time. We will automate and process and do all the cool stuff. But for now, you know what I say. Take it easy.